I knew I wanted to do medicine from really early on. I thought sciences were the fun subjects. It came more easily to me than other things, and I guess really at the time that I was growing up, I did see my parents and thought that's a fantastic job. You know, they were consultants, probably at a more flexible point at their career. So anytime I was sick in primary school, they'd be the ones that would just drop everything and come get me. I thought it was just the best. And then being, you know, medical for me became synonymous with being a good parent. And so when I was sick or when I had something wrong, you know, they knew exactly what to do. So they never pushed me into it at all, but I probably saw things that I liked and wanted to do that from early on. I've never considered doing anything else really. I want to be a really good doctor and I want to have a long and successful career, and I knew that it was going to require some hard work, but I think it's certainly been more of kind of a journey than I could have. I mean, I couldn't have known exactly what it would be like, but the next few, you know, medical school itself was really fun and actually much more flexible than I thought possible. The fact that I could, you know, get to Europe 5 times last year and compete in all the Diamond Leagues and make the Diamond League final, and all while doing a full-time university degree. To get away with that was a big win, and I had so much support from Sydney Uni, and it was just fantastic. And my manager and coach were just so flexible, and you know, I have a really good support network. Now that I'm working, I think it's going to be tricky. Even in my first few weeks of work, the kind of fatigue I feel at the end of the day is significantly more than in university. The reality of working in the hospital in this junior doctor role is taxing in a way that I think I didn't quite expect. You know, I was really optimistic and I'm still very excited and I really love it. But at the end of the day, when you've kind of seen so much and been on your feet the entire day, and then the thought of putting my gear on and going to training is sometimes a burdensome thought. But it kind of fits well in my philosophy that I kind of take into training, which is that I train when I'm sick and tired and jet lagged and stressed and in all kinds of adverse conditions, so that in a competition when inevitably I have, you know, a cold, I have just come off a 24-hour plane flight the morning before, you know, when anything goes wrong in a competition, I've actually trained in those conditions multiple times. It's nothing new. And so I've actually just spent my whole last few years of training in this, you know, rather time-sensitive, stressful environment, building up that kind of bank of experience such that in a competition, no matter what happens, I've actually, you know, I'm prepared, and even my average competition, I know I'm going to do well because there's kind of no excuses anymore, and it doesn't scare me to have things go wrong. One of the most confronting moments in medicine was during one of my placements in Brighton in the UK that I did in cardiothoracic surgery, and I was just there chatting to one of the cardiologists as they were replacing some pacemaker leads in a 64-year-old dad. And you know, the pacemaker leads are in there for a few years, and when they need to be replaced, they can sometimes be adhered to the inside of the vessel, and you kind of have to, with a laser, tease these wires out so you can put the new ones in. And I was kind of having this chat to the cardiologist as things were going. They've got the imaging up, and then just kind of all of a sudden the blood pressure drops, and you know, everything just kind of descends into chaos as, you know, the vessel's just been torn by the kind of leads going out, and suddenly, you know, there's everyone's called in. They're kind of trying to suck the blood out of the cavity that the heart sits in. It's just, you know, completely shredded. And this, you know, someone's like husband and dad and son just like, you know, there as they tear open his chest, try to get things going again, and he's dead. And it just kind of happened all so quickly. I've gained so much respect for the medical profession, but also so much kind of reality that that things just happen, you know, and you can have a procedure that has a 99% safety success rate and it's only 99%, you know. So I think, yeah, it feels so important. It feels so like critical, and the fact that people put so much faith into you, and I hope one day into me,